Hey mamas, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another cleaning motivational video. In this video, I'm going to be doing some cleaning motivation. I'm going to be cleaning out my fridge. Plus, I'm going to chat with you about some home updates and just some changes that I'm going to be making around my house. If you watched my last video, you saw that with the help of my family, I created an accent wall. And I love this accent wall. So happy that we got a chance to do this. But now I'm trying to figure out the other colors that are gonna look good on the other walls to complement that accent wall. So if you are new here, welcome. I go by Mama Lee and I make videos about cleaning motivation, lifestyle, home decor. I love to chat about motherhood and I love to chat about books. And I'm really starting to get into DIYing some projects around my house. So if those are topics that sound great to you, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hey mamas, and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be cleaning out my fridge and then I'm going to do a small home chat and just let you know about some updates that I'm going to be making around my house. Now, I decided to clean my fridge because I really neglected it over the past week. We ended up driving from Texas up to the East Coast to go see my family. If you watched my last video where I built the accent wall and I had the help of my brother-in-law and my sister had her pregnant belly out and she was helping me cut some wood. She is the one that we went to go see while we went to the East Coast because she is having a baby boy. So I got to see her and my other siblings and we went to her baby shower. We were gone for a few days before driving back. So as soon as I got back, I knew I had to clean out my fridge because it stunk so bad. There ended up being moldy cheese in there, and then there was meat that had gone way past its expiration date. So I said, okay, you know what? I definitely have to get that clean. And I've been trying to make it a habit of cleaning my fridge at least once a month to really like deep clean, so I'm not just grocery shopping and putting extra food in there and it's disgusting, you know? And I already knew that I had to go grocery shopping anyway, so it was the perfect time to clean it. So that's why I decided to go ahead and clean that versus anywhere else in my house. So as you're following along with me and cleaning the fridge out, I hope you're cleaning too and getting some motivation from me. I do wanted to update all my subscribers about some home updates that I'm going to be doing around my house. Now, ever since I had replaced the mulch in my front yard and did an accent wall with my family, I have just had this fire inside of me to do so much more in my house. I have been so passionate and just so ready to take on all other projects, even though I don't even know where to start with half of them, but I'm just excited to do them. In the next couple videos, you are definitely going to see me do a lot of painting. That's the first thing. So if you watch my shorts, I have uploaded 2 shorts where I was trying to figure out which color will look good on the opposite walls of my accent wall. Now my goal was to make sure that accent wall really popped. You know, it looked so good and it actually has like 3D because it has the wood panels actually coming out of the wall, and I wanted to make sure that whatever color we used on the accent wall was soft but still like, you know, it was really attractive to the eye. And then I wanted to make sure the other walls were going to complement that accent wall. So in the first short, I uploaded myself painting the wall an aloof gray color from Sherwin Williams, and that color is so pretty. I loved it, but it was pretty as a standalone color. It didn't really make my accent wall pop the way that I was hoping it would, and more just so like blended in. So I had to go back to Sherwin Williams and try out a different color. I ended up getting the ethereal white, and I think that this might be the color I'm going to go with. I'm not too sure, but so far I think that it does help that accent wall to actually pop out rather than just blend with it. I gave it a few days, I let it dry, and I like the way it dried, so I think this might actually be the winner. Not too sure, but I think it is the winner. I really like that it is not a dark color. My living room space is really small. My living room, dining room, and my kitchen are kind of like all in one. So I wanted to make sure that whatever color I used was actually going to be light enough to where it kept that space open and it didn't look dark, because darker colors, in my opinion, tend to weigh down a space, and that's what I was trying to prevent. Now I did do some more painting off camera. I had a little bit more of the accent wall color, which is a soft sage color. I've been calling it a sage green, but it's actually soft sage, and I painted my third bedroom that color, and I have a vision for that room. It's actually going to be like an office slash a guest bedroom. I'm going to end up putting a Murphy bed in there eventually. I have so many plans for that room, but I decided to put that same color in that room, and it looks really good. I can't wait to finish it. So in the next video, I think that I'm going to be focusing on painting both the living room and getting my third bedroom completed. So aside from painting, I actually have a whole list of things that I want to do, but one of the things that I think I'm going to order sooner rather than later is a barn door. I really want to install that barn door in my master bedroom and then have it go into my bathroom. Now, I've gotten a little bit of feedback about that. Some people are like, okay, well, if somebody is, blowing up the bathroom, you're probably going to smell it, because that barn door does not actually close. It's slightly open. But you know what? It's in my master bedroom, so if anyone's blowing up the bathroom, it is going to be me. So I think that barn door is still going to work, and I can't wait to really install it and be able to slide it back and forth. I think what I'm going to do is end up painting it black, but I'm not sure. So definitely stay tuned in the next future videos to see what I decide on that. I'm probably going to look at several different colors to see what actually works. Now, before I get into talking about a couple other projects that I'm going to do, I just want to throw out a quick comment about all these projects that I'm thinking of. First, I want to say that I am very much a beginner. When I started YouTube a couple years ago, I focused a lot on the cleaning motivation side, and I'm definitely going to do more cleaning motivation and more grocery hauls and things like that, more motherhood chats, but I'm also taking on new projects because I really want to make the space mine, which is something I've been saying for a while now. But in doing that, I just want you all to know, whoever's watching this video, that I am very much a beginner. I don't know anything about tools. My first time using that handheld miter saw was in that video where I did my accent wall. I am not a professional by any means, but I am someone excited to learn and try new things, make mistakes, and learn from those mistakes. I know it's really easy sometimes to see a video and see someone complete a project and think oh my gosh, they know what they're doing, they're a pro, they got this. I am not that person. I am making mistakes off cameras. There are so many bloopers. There's a lot of editing that goes into it, but I am very much making a lot of mistakes. So as I'm writing down the projects that I'm going to be doing, like installing blinds and putting the barn door in, and then one other project is putting a free little library in the front of my yard, I want you all to know that there's a lot of mistakes that will probably go into this, and in full transparency, there's a lot of frustration that goes into it. A lot of excitement, but a lot of frustration. And I always feel the need to say that because it's really easy to see videos and TikTok and all these things on the social media platforms and think that these people just know what they're doing. And I am not one of those people. I like to watch videos where people are transparent and letting me know the hard work that goes into stuff. So I hope that I am doing that for you as well, and I am providing full context on what I'm doing and how hard it is. And speaking of that, I bring you to my flower bed. If you have watched this previous video where I replaced the mulch in my flower bed, I was really excited to replace it, and that also was a lot more work than I intended. Partially because we did it in 100-degree weather, but also because there were so many steps that I had no idea. I had no idea that I had to lay down the preen. I didn't know that I had to buy garden fabric. I didn't know that I had to take out the old mulch. It was a lot that went into it. And afterwards, I felt really good knowing that I had did all that by myself with a little bit of help from my son. It looked really good, and in my opinion, it looked like a professional did it. Now, a couple weeks later, I started seeing what you all see right here in this video, which was that weeds were coming up from the garden fabric, and I had to actually pull up some parts and then really dig to get that weed at the root, get it out of the flower bed. And in full transparency, this is what I'm dealing with right now. I had thought I did a good job and I thought I followed all my steps, and then clearly it looks like I missed something. So that is something I really want my subscribers to see, is that I'm taking this on, and it is not perfect by any means. It is very much coming from a beginner, learning things for the very first time and then trying it out. So I will be getting right back into my flower bed to figure out where I went wrong and how I could do things differently, and maybe there's a product that I forgot to buy, or maybe there's better things to lay down. There's plastic versus actually using garden fabric, and maybe that is where I went wrong. So stay tuned for a video where I get right back into that flower bed and try to troubleshoot what exactly I did wrong. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that quick clean of my fridge plus the chat. And again, I am going to be taking on a lot more projects, still getting back into the cleaning motivation, and I hope you are here for all of it. I hope this video gave you some motivation. I hope you're motivated to not only clean but take on projects around your house, and I hope you are following me to see me on my journey of homeownership and how I navigate through taking on these projects while being the busy mom that I am. Thank you so much for tuning into my video, and I definitely hope to see you in the next one. Bye.